You stole his future. My parents yelled at me in court just because I bought my own house at 21 without a single dime from them. So I asked them back, does he even have a future to steal? I just gotten home from the hardware store, replacing some drywall anchors in the guest bedroom. The house was a work in progress, but it was mine. Bought it 6 months ago at 21 with money I would save since I was 14. Ryan Mitchell. I set down the bag. Yeah, he handed me an envelope. You have been served. Then he walked away like he had not just dropped a bomb on my Tuesday afternoon. I stood there holding the envelope. Official looking legal weight to it. Opened it slowly. Patricia and Donald Mitchell versus Ryan Mitchell. My parents were suing me. I read the first page, then the second, then went back and read them again. Because surely I was misunderstanding. Claim righteous interference with prospective economic advantage. Additional claims, unjust enrichment. Fraud, breach of familial duty. Translation. They were suing me for being successful, while my older brother Tyler was not. The allegations were insane. Defendant. Ryan Mitchell deliberately manipulated family dynamics to secure unfair advantages. Defendant withheld crucial business advice and mentorship from his brother Tyler Mitchell, directly causing Tyler business ventures to fail. Defendant used family name and reputation to build business while sabotaging his brother's identical efforts. Defendant received undisclosed financial support from extended family members, which he has fraudulently claimed to have earned independently. They were demanding $250,000 in damages plus transfer of my house to Tyler as restitution for opportunities stolen. I sat down on the porch steps. Read it. Again. My phone was already ringing. Mom, I answered. What the heck is this? Do not you dare use that language with me. You are suing me. You left us no choice. You have been selfish and cruel to your brother. Selfish. Selfish. I worked 3 jobs through college while you paid for Tyler. Private school. Dad voice in the background. Let me talk to him. Phone switched. Ryan, this is happening. You can either settle reasonably or we will see you in court. Settle for what? What did I do? You know exactly what you did. You built your little business using our family connections. What connections? We are middle class. There are no connections. You sabotaged your brother. Every time he tried to start something, you were there undermining him. I offered to help him. I offered to teach him basic business planning. He told me I was thinking too small. Mom voice again. She had grabbed the phone back. You stole his future, Ryan. That house should be his. That business should be his. You knew he was the entrepreneur in the family. He has failed 3 businesses. You gave him $100,000 and he lost it all because you sabotaged him. I was in college building my own thing. I did not even live in the same city. Tyler voice in the background, whiny and loud. That is my house. I should be living there. He stole my life. I closed my eyes. Tyler, you are 25 years old. You live in Mom and Dad's basement. I did not steal anything. I built something. With our family's help, Tyler shouted. Grandpa gave you money. Admit it. Grandpa has been dead for 6 years and he left us both the same amount, $2,000. Liar. You got more. You must have. I stood up. I am done with this conversation. Mom, you will be hearing from our lawyer. We are taking you to court and we are going to win. You owe your brother. You owe this family. I do not owe you anything. I worked for everything I have. You gave me nothing, Dad, because you did not need anything. You were always self-sufficient. Tyler needed support, so you are punishing me for not being a failure. We are correcting that injustice. See you in court. Click. They hung up. I sat there holding the phone. Then I called my best friend, Marcus. Yo, what is up? My parents are suing me for $250,000. Silence. What I told him, everything, the lawsuit, the claims, the demand for my house. Dude, that is insane. Can they do that? Apparently they can file. Winning is different. This is about Tyler, right? Golden child Tyler, who has failed at everything. Yeah, man, your parents are delusional. You built everything yourself. I watched you do it. They are claiming I sabotaged him, that I used family connections to succeed. Marcus laughed. Bitter. Family connections. Your dad is a middle manager and your mom is in human resources. What connections exactly? What are you going to do? Fight it. I am not giving them a dime. Good. They are out of their minds. After we hung up, I sat on my porch and thought about the last 7 years. I was 14 when I started working, not because I wanted to, because I asked my parents for $20 for robotics club, and Dad said, money does not grow on trees. Son, you want it, earn it. That same week, Tyler got $500 for some entrepreneurship camp. I started mowing lawns that Saturday, $15 an hour. By summer end, I would saved $800. Tyler spent his $500 on video games and Chipotle. When I turned 16, I got a used bike from Craigslist for $80. My parents gave it to me for my birthday. I was grateful. At least they had gotten me something. 2 months later, Tyler turned 16. They bought him a brand new Ford Mustang. $35,000. Tyler needs reliable transportation for internship opportunities. Dad explained when I asked why the difference. Tyler never had an internship. He drove that Mustang to parties and wrecked it junior year. They bought him another car. I biked everywhere until I was 18 and bought my own car, a 15-year-old Honda Civic for $3,000 I would saved from tutoring and computer repair gigs. College was worse. Tyler got into Cornell, $75,000 a year. Private business school, the best. Mom called it. They threw him a party, catered 100 people, spent $3 grand on a celebration for getting into an expensive school he had barely qualified for. I got a full academic scholarship to State University for years, full ride, everything covered. I told them at dinner, that is good. Dad said, you have always been self-sufficient. That was it. No party, no celebration. I got a text from Mom the next day. Congrats, sweetie. Tyler got a graduation party when he finished high school. Another big event, gifts, money, speeches about his bright future. I graduated valedictorian, got a card with $50 in it. College was 4 years of grinding. I worked 3 part-time jobs, campus information technology, tutoring, freelance web design. My scholarship covered tuition, but I needed money for rent, food, books. I worked 30 hours a week on top of full-time classes, graduated with a 3.8 grade point average, $15,000 in savings, and 0 debt. Tyler graduated from Cornell with a 2.4 grade point average and $200,000 in student loans my parents had co-signed. The job market is tough for new grads. Mom explained when Tyler moved back home with no job offers. I was already working, already building. At 20, I started my business. E-commerce, tech accessories, phone cases, charging cables, laptop stands. Spent 6 months researching suppliers, studying the market, learning logistics. Started with $2,000 of my own money. First year, $45,000 in revenue, $12,000. Profit after expenses. I reinvested every penny, worked 18-hour days, day job plus business at night. Tyler was 24 then, on his second failed business venture. The first was a food truck. Parents gave him $45,000 to start it. He bought a fancy custom truck with a expensive logo, gourmet equipment, never researched permits, health codes, or locations. Picked a terrible spot, charged too much, and failed in 3 months. The truck got repossessed. The city regulations killed his dream. Mom said, nobody asked why I was not struggling with the same regulations. Then came crypto trading. Parents gave Tyler $30,000. He watched YouTube gurus and thought he would get rich quick, bought high, panicked, sold low, lost everything in 6 weeks. The market is rigged. Dad said, nobody asked why some people make money in crypto and Tyler did not. Then the consulting firm, $25,000 from my parents. Tyler rented a downtown office for $3,000 a month. Spent 8 grand on branding logo. Website, business cards, had 0 clients, 0 expertise, 0 business plan. He called himself a disruptive business strategist. Closed in 4 months when the money ran out. Corporate America is intimidated by innovators. Mom explained. Meanwhile, I turned 21. My business hit $180,000 in annual revenue, $65,000 in profit. I quit my day job to focus full-time. Found a fixer-upper house for $140,000. Put down 20%, $28,000 I had saved, spent for months renovating it myself. YouTube tutorials, sweat equity, 12-hour days of drywall and paint moved in 3 weeks ago. My parents came to see it once. Must be nice to get lucky with timing. Dad said, looking around, not congratulations, not we're proud, not how did you do this? Just luck. That was their explanation. And now they were suing me claiming I would stolen Tyler's future. I sat on my porch until the sun set. Then I went inside, opened my laptop, and searched for lawyers. Found a firm Blackwell and Associates. Specialized in defending against frivolous lawsuits. Reviews were brutal in the best way. Destroyed my ex's baseless lawsuit and made them pay my legal fees. They do not just win, they make the other side regret filing. Perfect. I called and left a message. My parents are suing me for being more successful than my brother. I want to fight this, and I want them to regret it. Next morning, my phone rang at 8 a.m. Ryan Mitchell, this is David Blackwell. Got your message. Tell me everything I
Did.
The golden child dynamic, the $100,000 they would give in Tyler, the $0 they would give in me, the lawsuit claiming I would somehow stolen Tyler opportunities. Blackwell listened without interrupting. When I finished, he said, this is one of the most frivolous suits I have seen in 20 years of practice. Can they win? Absolutely not. Their claims have no legal merit. But Ryan, let me ask you something. Do you want to just win, or do you want to make a statement? What kind of statement? Countersue, abuse of process, malicious prosecution, intentional infliction of emotional distress. Make them pay your legal fees. Make this so expensive and painful they never try this garbage with anyone again. I thought about it for exactly 3 seconds. Let us make an example out of them. Good. I will need documentation, tax returns, bank statements, work records, anything proving yourself. I have 7 years of tax returns, W-2s from every job, business formation documents, everything. Perfect. Send it all. They are claiming fraud, that you secretly received help. We are going to prove they defrauded the court by filing this nonsense. How long until trial? 6 months. Probably. Discovery will be interesting. We will depose them under oath. Make them explain how you stole opportunities you never asked for. I smiled. First time since getting served. When do we start? We already did. I am filing a response tomorrow. And Ryan? Yeah, they think you are still the kid who would not fight back. Show them who you became. After the call, I spent the rest of the day building my case. I pulled every text message where they praised Tyler Vision despite his failures. Every Facebook post celebrates his ventures. Every family dinner where they ignored my accomplishments. Every receipt showed I would never receive a dime from them. By midnight, I had a 47-page document, a complete timeline. Tyler received $45,000 food truck plus $30,000 crypto, plus $25,000 consulting plus $200,000. College loans co-signed $300,000 total. Parental investment. Ryan received $0. Tyler current status, $180,000. In debt living in parents' basement. 3 failed businesses. Ryan current status, $95,000. Business owner home owner 0 debt. Subject line evidence how to destroy your own parents' lawsuit. I sent it to Blackwell, went to bed, and slept better than I had in weeks because for the first time in my life I was not taking there quietly. They wanted a war. They were about to learn what I was capable of when I stopped playing nice. 2 weeks after hiring Blackwell, the countersuit hit. I was at my desk, fulfilling orders when my phone rang. Blackwell, they got served an hour ago. Your mother called my office screaming. What did she say? That you are an ungrateful son. That we are monsters. That she is calling the Bar Association. Standard panic when people realize they are screwed. What happens now? Discovery. We ask them questions under oath. Request documents, make them prove their claims. It is going to get ugly. Good. That evening my phone exploded. 17 missed calls, 12 from mom, 3 from dad, 2 from Tyler. I listened to 1 voicemail. Mom crying. How could you do this to us? We're your parents. You are counter suing us. This is elder abuse. Elder abuse. They were 58. I deleted the rest without listening. Text from Tyler. You are disgusting. Hope you are happy destroying the family. I blocked his number. Text from dad. This has gone too far. Drop the countersuit and we will drop ours. Let us be adults. I replied. You sued me first. You started this. I am finishing it. He did not respond. Next day, Marcus came over with beer and pizza. Dude, your family is losing their minds on Facebook. I am not on Facebook. I know. That is why I am showing you. He pulled up his phone. My mother had posted, heartbroken does not even begin to describe what we are feeling. We tried to help our youngest son understand family obligation, and he has responded by attacking us legally. We only wanted him to help his struggling brother. Instead, he has Chosen money over family. Praying for his soul. 200 comments, half supporting her, half calling. One comment from my aunt. Rachel. Patricia, did not you pay for Tyler? College and businesses? What did Ryan get? Mom responds. Ryan was always independent. He did not need help. Another comment from my Uncle Jim. So, you are punishing him for being responsible. Mom had not responded to that one. Marcus scrolled further. Tyler had posted too. My little brother is suing her parents because they asked him to help me out. I made some business mistakes, sure, but family is supposed to support each other. Instead, he has got lawyers attacking mom and dad. This is what greed does to people. The comments were more split. Some defending him, some asking pointed questions. How much money did your parents give you for your businesses? Why should your brother give you his money? Did he actually do anything wrong? Or are you just mad he is successful? Tyler had not answered any of those. They are trying to control the narrative, Marcus said. Let them. The truth will come out in court. My phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. Ryan, it is Aunt Rachel. Hey, I saw your mom Facebook post. Wanted to hear your side. I told her everything. The lawsuit, the claims, the $100,000 Tyler had burned through, the $0 I would ever ask for. She was quiet for a long moment. Ryan, I am so sorry. I knew they favored Tyler, but I did not realize it was this bad. Most people did not. For what it is worth, I am on your side, and I told your mother that in the comments. Thanks. Do you need anything? Money for lawyers? No, I have got it covered. Okay, but if you do, call me. And Ryan, do not back down. They need to learn this lesson. After we hung up, Marcus looked at me. You have got some family on your side. At least some, not all, but enough. 3 weeks later, deposition started. Blackwell called me the night before. Tomorrow, we depose your parents. I'm going to ask very specific questions about money. It will not be comfortable. Good. Your job is to stay calm. Do not react. Just let me work. Got it. The deposition was at Blackwell office. Conference room, table, chairs, court. Reporter. My parents arrived with their lawyer. Some guy named Foster who looked uncomfortable from the moment he walked in. Mom would not look at me. Dad glared. The court reporter swore them in. Blackwell started with my mother. It took him exactly 20 minutes to dismantle her entire story. How much money to Tyler for businesses? $100,000. How much? To Ryan? $0. How much for Tyler College? $220,000 in loans and expenses. How much? For Ryan? $0. What specific actions did Ryan take to sabotage Tyler? He refused to help. Mom said, is Ryan legally obligated to provide free business consulting? Families should help each other. Did Tyler help Ryan? Silence. Mrs. Mitchell, did Tyler ever offer assistance to Ryan? I do not know. You do not know, but you are certain Ryan sabotaged Tyler. Yes. Based on what evidence? Tyler told us. So, you have no direct evidence. You are relying solely on Tyler's word. He is our son. Why would he lie? Blackwell pulled out bank statements, receipts, transaction records, walked her through every dollar they would given. Tyler made her confirm on the record that I would receive nothing. By the end, Mom was crying. Dad was furious. Foster looked like he wanted to be anywhere else. That is all I need, Blackwell said. Dad deposition was shorter. Same questions, same answers, more anger. But the facts did not change. $320,000. To Tyler, $0 to me. After they left, Blackwell leaned back in his chair. Well, that went well. They looked miserable because they just admitted under oath they gave your brother everything and you nothing. Their entire lawsuit claims you had unfair advantages. We just proved the opposite. What happens now? Next week, we depose Tyler. That will be even more interesting. Tyler deposition was a disaster for him. Anyway, he showed up in an ill-fitting suit already defensive before Blackwell asked the first question. Blackwell started with the food truck. Walk me through why it failed. Tyler launched into a speech about city regulations, permits, and unfair system designed to crush small business.
Did
you research these requirements before purchasing the truck? I knew there would be some red tape. Did you obtain the necessary permits? Yes or no? No. But did you have a business plan? Revenue projections, cost analysis? I had a vision. That is not a business plan. Blackwell pulled out records showing 17 other food trucks operating successfully in the same area during the same period. They all navigated the same regulations. Why did you fail, Tyler? Face rained. They probably had more money. You had $45,000 in startup capital, more than most. Try again. I do not know. Maybe. They got lucky. Blackwell moved to crypto. Tyler admitted he had lost $30,000 in 6 weeks based on following trends and watching YouTube videos from experts. Blackwell asked, yeah, people with lots of views. Did you verify they were successful traders? They had millions of views. Several people in the room tried not to laugh. The consulting business was worse. Tyler admitted he had rented a $3,000 office with 0 clients, spent $8,000 on branding with 0 revenue, and closed. After 4 months, you burned through $25,000 with no business plan, no clients, and no results. Is that accurate? I was building the foundation. You were spending money you did not have on image instead of substance. Then came the real question. Mr. Mitchell, you claim Ryan sabotaged your ventures. How specifically? He refused to help me. Did you ask him for help? Tyler hesitated. I mentioned my ideas. Did you explicitly ask for help? Yes or no? Not in those words. So Ryan sabotaged you by not volunteering help you never requested. Family should help without being asked. Did you help Ryan with his business? Silence. Mr. Mitchell, what did you do to support Ryan business? I encouraged him. How specifically? I do not remember exact conversations because there were not any. You never helped, never offered, never asked about his business, but you are suing him for not helping you. Tyler's face was red. He had advantages. Like what? He is smarter. He always got better grades. So you are suing him for being intelligent? No, he had it easier. He worked 3 jobs through college. You partied. He built a business while eating ramen. You spent $100,000 failing. What part was easier? Tyler stood up. This is Foster quietly. Sit down. Tyler sat breathing hard. Blackwell closed his folder. One last question. In your lawsuit, you claim Ryan House should be transferred to you. Why do you believe you are entitled to a house you did not earn, did not pay for, and did not build? Tyler looked at me with pure hatred. Because it should have been mine. That is my life he is living. Why should it have been yours? Because I am the oldest. I am supposed to be successful. Everything he should be mine. Blackwell smiled. Thank you. That is all I needed. After Tyler stormed out, Blackwell turned to me. Well, that was a gift. How so? He just admitted under oath that he believes he is entitled to your assets simply for being born first. No judge in the country will side with that. What happens now? Now we wait for trial. But honestly, I do not think it will get that far. Why not? Because Foster is going to tell them. They have no case. We have testimony proving it, and our countersuit is going to cost them more than their pride can afford. He was right. 3 days later, Foster called Blackwell, asked to discuss settlement. Blackwell called me. They want to drop everything. Their suit, our countersuit, walk away. Clean. No. I want them sanctioned. I want the judge to officially rule their lawsuit was frivolous. I want it on the record that they wasted the court time and mine. That is aggressive. They sued me for succeeding. They tried to take my house because their golden child failed. I want consequences. Blackwell was quiet for a moment. Then all right, I will tell Foster no deal. When is trial? 4 weeks. And Ryan, they're going to panic when they realize you are serious. Good. Let them panic. That night I sat in my house, the one I would bought myself, renovated myself, earned myself, and felt absolutely nothing. No guilt, no doubt, no second thoughts. They had tried to destroy me legally for the crime of being successful. Now, they were going to learn what happens when you pick a fight with someone who has nothing left to prove and nothing left to lose. The trial was in 4 weeks, and I was going to make sure they remembered it for the rest of their lives. 4 weeks felt like forever and no time at all. My parents tried everything to get me to settle. Mom left voicemails crying about how this was tearing the family apart. Dad sent emails about being reasonable and thinking of the family reputation. Tyler sent messages from new numbers. I kept blocking, calling me every name in the book. I ignored all of it. Blackwell kept me updated on their lawyer. Increasingly desperate attempts to negotiate. Foster called again 3rd time this week. They're willing to drop the lawsuit and pay your legal fees. No, Ryan, that is $15,000 in fees. That is a win. I do not want their money. I want a judgment. You understand that means going to trial in front of a judge with your parents? Yes. And you are prepared. For that, I have been preparing for this my whole life, just did not know it. Until now. 2 days before trial, Marcus came over. You sure about this, man? This is your family. They stopped being my family. When they sued me, what if you win and they lose everything? Their savings, their reputation, they should have. Thought about that before filing. No. Regrets? I thought about it really. Thought about it. The only thing I regret is not setting boundaries sooner. Letting them treat me like I was less important than Tyler for 21 years. This I gestured at the legal documents on my table. This is just the final consequence of their choices. All right, I will be there. Front row trial day. I wore a suit I would bought specifically for this. Navy. Blue, well-fitted, professional. Looked like someone who had their together because I did. The courthouse was downtown, old building, marble. Floors, that specific echo that makes everything feel more serious. Blackwell met me outside the courtroom. Ready? Yeah. Remember, stay calm. Let me do the talking. The judge is going to ask you some questions. Just answer. Honestly, do not embellish. Do not get emotional. Got it. And Ryan, we are going to win. We walked in. My parents were already there with Foster. Mom looked like she had aged 5 years. Dad looked angry. Tyler sat behind them, arms crossed, glaring at me. The judge was a woman in her 60s. Judge Patricia Hernandez. Blackwell had told me she had a reputation for not tolerating perfect. All rise. We stood. Judge Hernandez entered, sat, reviewed her notes. Please be seated. We are here today for Mitchell versus Mitchell case number 2024 CV 8847. Mr. Foster, your clients filed the original complaint. Please summarize your case. Foster stood. He looked uncomfortable. Your Honor, the plaintiffs allege that the defendant Ryan Mitchell engaged in interference and unjust enrichment by. Let me stop you there. Judge Hernandez said, I have reviewed the depositions. The plaintiffs gave their older son Tyler over $300,000. They gave Ryan nothing, and they are suing Ryan for succeeding. Is that accurate? Foster shifted. Your Honor, it is more nuanced. Is it? Because the depositions seem pretty clear. Plaintiffs spent $320,000 on Tyler, $0 on Ryan. Tyler failed 3 businesses. Ryan succeeded. Now they want Ryan to pay them $250,000. Where is the nuance? The plaintiffs believe that Ryan's success came at Tyler's expense based on what? Evidence? Tyler testimony that he is entitled to his brother assets because he is older. That testimony. Foster looked at his notes, looked at my parents, looked back at the judge. Your Honor, families have obligations. Families have obligations. Courts enforce contracts. Do you have a contract showing Ryan owed his brother anything? No. But do you have evidence Ryan sabotaged Tyler businesses? Tyler claims are not evidence. Mr. Foster, do you have evidence? Silence. I did not think so. Mr. Blackwell, I assume you have a motion. Blackwell stood. Yes, Your Honor. We move to dismiss the plaintiff complaint with prejudice and enter judgment on our counterclaim for abuse of process. Tell me about the counterclaim. Your Honor, this lawsuit was filed in bad faith. The plaintiffs have no evidence supporting their claims. The depositions prove they gave Tyler every advantage and Ryan none. They're using the court system to punish Ryan for succeeding where Tyler failed. That is textbook abuse of process. Judge Hernandez looked at my parents. Mr. and Mrs. Mitchell, do you understand what is happening here? Mom stood. Your Honor, we just want to sit down, please. I am not asking what you wanted. I am telling you what you did. You filed a frivolous lawsuit against your son because you are embarrassed that you spent $300,000 on Tyler and he failed while Ryan succeeded. With no help from you. Dad started to speak. The judge held up her hand. I've read the depositions. I've reviewed the evidence. This case never should have been filed. Mr. Foster, you should have advised your clients of that. Foster looked miserable. Your Honor, I did advise, not strongly enough. Apparently, she turned to her computer, typed something. Motion to dismiss is granted. The plaintiff complaint is dismissed with prejudice. Judgment for the defendant on the counterclaim. The plaintiffs are ordered to pay defendant's attorney fees in the amount of. She looked at Blackwell. What are we at? $18,400? Your Honor, $18,400. Additionally, I am sanctioning the Plaintiffs in the amount of $5,000 for filing a frivolous lawsuit. That is payable to the court, not the defendant. My mother gasped. Dad put his head in his hands. Furthermore, Judge Hernandez continued, I am ordering that this judgment be entered into the public record with a notation that this was a frivolous suit filed in bad faith. Any future litigation by the plaintiffs against the defendant on these same claims will result in additional sanctions. She looked at my parents directly. Mr. and Mrs. Mitchell, I understand you are disappointed in how your sons' lives turned out differently than you expected, but your disappointment is not Ryan's responsibility. You made choices about how to allocate your resources. Tyler made choices about how to use those resources. Ryan made different choices. He succeeded. That is not a crime. That is not interference. That is life. But, Your Honor, Mom tried. I am not finished. You came into this court asking for $250,000 and a house your son earned himself. Instead, you are leaving with a $23,000 judgment against you and a public record showing you sued your son for succeeding. I hope it was worth it. She banged her gavel. We are adjourned. The courtroom was silent for a moment. Then Tyler exploded. He sabotaged me. Everyone knows it. Mr. Mitchell, the judge said coldly, I suggest you leave before I hold you in contempt. Tyler stormed out. My parents sat there, stunned. I stood up, adjusted my suit, jacket, and walked out. Did not look back. Outside the courtroom, Blackwell shook my hand. Congratulations. That was about as decisive as it gets. What happens now? Now they have 30 days to pay the judgment. If they do not, we can start collection proceedings, liens, wage, garnishment, the works. Will they pay? Probably. The alternative is worse. But Ryan, understand this is going to destroy your relationship with them. It already was destroyed. This just made it official. Marcus was waiting in the hallway. Dude, I heard the judge through the door. She destroyed them. Yeah, she did. How do you feel I thought about it? Free. That evening the fallout began. Tyler posted on Facebook, the justice system is a joke. My brother spent thousands on lawyers to destroy our family. A corrupt judge sided with him because he has money. This is what America has become. Family means nothing. Money is everything. The comments were brutal. Did not you sue him first? Corrupt judge? She just did not rule in your favor. Maybe get a job instead of blaming your brother. Tyler deleted the post an hour later. Mom posted, we lost in court today. Not because we were wrong, but because the system favors the wealthy. We tried to teach our son about family values. Instead, he taught us that success corrupts, praying for his soul. Aunt Rachel commented, Patricia, you sued him. You lost. Maybe it is time for some self-reflection instead of playing victim. Uncle Jim commented, you spent $320,000 on Tyler and $0 on Ryan, then sued Ryan for succeeding. What did you expect? Mom deleted the whole post. 3 days later, I got a call from Aunt Rachel. Ryan, your parents are in trouble. What kind of trouble? Financial. They refinanced the house twice to fund Tyler's businesses. Between that and the judgment, they are looking at bankruptcy. That is not my problem. I know. I am just telling you. In case they try to guilt you, they have tried everything else. How are you doing? Really, honestly, better than I have been in years. Good. You did the right thing. They needed consequences. Thanks, Rachel. A week after the judgment, I was in my workshop. I would converted part of my garage when someone knocked. I opened the door. Tyler stood there. We need to talk. No, we do not. Please, just 5 minutes. Against my better judgment, I let him in. He looked terrible, unshaven, wrinkled clothes, dark circles under his eyes. What do you want, Tyler? I need money. I almost laughed. You are kidding. I am serious. Mom and Dad are broke. They are going to lose the house. I am living in my car. I need help. You need help. After you sued me, after you claimed my house should be yours, after you called me every name in the book, I was angry. You were entitled. You still are. You think because you're older, because you were Mom and Dad's favorite, that you deserve what I built. You do not. I made mistakes. You made choices, bad choices, repeatedly, and now you are facing consequences. Welcome to adulthood. So you're just going to let us lose everything. You lost everything on your own. Tyler, 3 businesses, $100,000, your parents' retirement. That is all you. I Did not sabotage anything. You did that. Yourself. Please, I am your brother. No, you are someone I am biologically related to who spent my entire life treating me like I was less important. And now that I have succeeded despite them, you want me to bail you out. The answer is no. Ryan, get out of my house. You are really going to do this? Turn your back on family. You turned your back on me the moment you sued me. Now I am just making it official. Get out. He left. I closed the door. Stood there for a minute, felt nothing. No guilt, no regret, no. Clear as throat. Second thoughts, just peace. 2 months later, my parents filed for bankruptcy, lost the house, moved into a small apartment. Tyler moved in with them, all three of them cramped in a 2-bedroom. The family group chat